RMJ Movie Reviews back again. This is an on-the-fly movie review of, and it's a little late, War of the Planet of the Apes. Man, I'm gonna digress like I always do and give my brief history with the Planet of the Apes films. Growing up in the 80s, of course, like public television and cable was a big thing in the 80s and in the early 90s. They used to run all the Roddy McDowell Planet of the Apes movies on regular local TV stations back in the 80s. And I always liked the Planet of the Apes movies. I was always traumatized. I don't even remember which number one it was, but I remember the one where the woman and her ape baby got shot at the end of the movie. That jacked me up when I was a kid. So that's like my main memory of the Roddy McDowell Planet of the Apes movies. And I saw the Mark Wahlberg Tim Burton movie when it came out, because that movie was released when I was 19. My God, I was 19 years old when that film came out, and I saw it. And I kind of liked some of it. I like the practical makeup effects with the apes, and some of it, like I kind of like the part where like Tim Roth grabs Mark Wahlberg and opens his mouth and goes, "Is there a soul in there?" I thought that was cool, creepy stuff. But then there were other things in the movie, like the way Tim Roth's character he didn't really die, but the way, there was things in it that I just didn't really like. I didn't mind the Abraham Lincoln thing at the end. I mean, whatever. I kind of figured they would do a twist like that. Rise of the Planet of the Apes, I liked. I wasn't on, the pumping up train like everybody else, where everybody was like, it's great. But I thought it was good. I liked it. I actually, guys, sue me. I did not see Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. I wanted to see it because I loved in the previews how the ape was like, ooh, and then he shot the guy, and I was like, okay, that looks dark and creepy. So I'm gonna have to go, get that from Redbox or order it on Netflix because I didn't see that one. But War of the Planet of the Apes, I was surprised. I thought this movie would be good, but I did not realize I would be as involved as I was. I was totally on board. On the side of the apes. This movie feels very much like, it feels like a war movie, like as it should. It with apes, this really feels like Saving Private Ryan. And Woody Harrelson is kind of doing kind of a Marlon Brando Apocalypse Now. But he kind of looks like Bruce Willis's Get Up in Tears of the Sun, if anybody remembers that movie. Underrated Bruce Willis, Antoine Fuqua movie. But I was really involved with the characters, and what I really loved about this movie is how it's done visually. It's not really dialogue heavy. It really uses facial expressions, body movements, pictures. It tells the story visually. It's not, yes, it used dialogue to basically accentuate the scenes and basically put the point on it. But it very much is told like pictures. Like if you were looking like at a story in a book or something. I love that. I love how, and this is something that movies are really missing now, that they did a lot with movies in the 70s and a lot of the 80s movies did it. Where, and it was very present like in movies like Jaws, the Star Wars movies, Indiana Jones, any of those classic Lucas, Spielbergian films, or any other huge disaster movie from the 70s or 80s, where the music they drown out the sound effects and the music just plays, and the music just encaptures you in the story with the characters. No dialogue, just all music and sound. I love that, especially in an age of where you got like the Transformers movies where there's just constant noise all the time. It's just nice that you just flow with the characters. Like there's a scene where Caesar's family is one of his family members is killed, if I remember right, and there's no sound. He just turns, you see the body, and then you see Woody Harrelson. Woody Harrelson unloads with the gun and he goes into the waterfall. It's a really, that was a powerful scene. And this is a movie about talking apes. That scene was very powerful. I really liked that scene. Matter of fact, that's actually my favorite scene in the entire movie. And the movie has many scenes like that. It has some really good, as Shane Black says, setups and payoffs. Really some good story twists in there that I wasn't expecting. Not groundbreaking, but I didn't expect it. Um, really good suspense. And what I like is that, like I did the comparison to Saving Private Ryan, Apocalypse Now, it really makes this battle between the humans and the apes feel like horror. It really feels like genuine horror of war. And I like that. You know, when you see like the Mark Wahlberg one, or you know, obviously the Roddy McDowall ones, you know, it kind of doesn't, you know, really feel like horror, you know. But here, you really feel the loss and the grief, and it's horrific. And I love how the apes, there are genuine performances there. When you look into the eyes of some of the parts with Caesar and some of the other apes, like it'll bug you out, man. It's like, is this thing for real? Really good. And Woody Harrelson, he always fires on all cylinders. A movie that I really didn't like that he was in, that Out of the Furnace movie with Christian Bale. I hated that movie, but he was really good in it. I just brought that up because this performance reminds me of that movie. Or you could even compare, well, I wouldn't compare him to Natural Born Killers, because Natural Born Killers, that character of Mickey was a little bit more amped up, a little bit more kind of fiery and southerny kind of. This dude here is really kind of more subdued and psychotic, and you know, this has to be done for the human race. This is just what has to be done. Not that I'm bad, but this is what has to be done to save the human race. Chilling performance from Woody Harrelson. I love this movie. I thought it was fantastic. I really, really, really enjoyed this movie. And this movie, I think, is like 2 hours and a half, but it didn't feel long. So, you know, you kind of do a comparison when you look at like another movie like Spider-Man that's also long, and Transformers. Why is it that Transformers felt so long when Spider-Man and War of the Planet of the Apes are the same length, but those movies didn't feel long? I don't know. But this movie is great. I just enjoyed it. I loved it. Go see War of the Planet of the Apes, even if you're not into these kind of movies. I think it really, I was in it from beginning to end. It's the kind of movie making I like, where you're so in it that you forget you're watching a film, and that's kind of where I was. So thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video, leave comments down below about how you felt about War of the Planet of the Apes or the other Planet of the Apes movies, and don't forget to hit the little ding-a-ling-ling-ling-ling-ling little bell, so you'll be notified when more videos come up. RMJ Movie Reviews, I'll see you soon.